Hello guys, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to our introductory video on the law of contract in Ghana. Contract law. What is a contract? Now, look at these three situations. You remember a day or the day you went to a shop, probably to get some clothes, some nice shoes to wear for an upcoming program, a wedding, or some social event. As you were just walking past the shop, you saw within a glazed window a very beautiful piece of cloth. So you entered, and as you were looking at the prices, the shop attendant came up to you and asked you how he could be of help. After a bit of back and forth, the two of you agreed to a price. She told you, now that shirt that you want, that shoe that you want, cost X amount of cedis. What do? There's expectation that you're going to dish out the money and give it to him or her. He packs up your clothes, gives it to you, and you leave. So there was a bit of an agreement. You see something, you like it, he gives it to you, tells you the price, you agree on the price, the person goes. So either of you have promised the other something, and it has been concluded. That is an exchange of promise. And you see, the unique thing about this exchange of promise is that when he promised to give you the shoe, he brought it. You also promised to give him or her the money. You also brought out the money. At least the expectations of both parties were met. And therefore, that promise was binding. And the two of you acted to its conclusion. Let's see a second scenario. Perhaps on a very sunny day, you were hungry. You wanted to order for some food. You picked up a few catalogs and you saw a company, a restaurant, that was offering some cooked rice or fried rice, as people may call, for a certain X amount of price. So you pick up the phone and you call. Hello, I want a bowl of rice, 30 Ghana cedis. Okay, so I'm sending you Momo. Okay, in 1 hour, I'll be waiting. I'm sure you may have had that experience. So after an hour, what do you expect? When you have done your Momo, you expect that the delivery guy will come around and give you your package that contains your lunch. Or perhaps after a hard day's work, when you were trying to return home, you realized that your car had a problem. You drove the car to the mechanic. What did the mechanic do? He looked up into the car and said, oh, sir, you have a couple of issues with the engine, so I need to fix it. You say, okay, I'll wait for a while. You stay by him in hope that he's going to finish. He finishes the car for you and you take it home. So it is a daily occurrence that many situations we come into contact with people and we promise them to perform an act. They also give us promise in return and we act on the basis of that promise and we achieve the things that we want. Much of these binding promises and exchanges is what we call in law a contract. So in this video, what are we going to discuss? In the set of videos that we're going to discuss on the law of contract, we are going to see what it is within those binding promises. For which reason in law we call them contracts. What is a contract? If someone makes a promise or there's an exchange of promise and one party fails to act on what he had earlier promised, what remedy or what can the other party who has suffered some bit of injury or damage do? For example, in the case of the mechanic, when you said that you wanted the car quickly, he said, oh, sir, sit down and relax. I'll finish the car for you in an hour. You took up a phone, canceled all your other engagements in hope that after an hour, the mechanic will fix your car and leave. After sitting down for 1 hour, he comes back to tell you that, sir, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure I can fix the car today. Maybe you have to come next week. I'm not sure you're going to be happy about that. You're going to be very disappointed. Why? Because the promise that he gave you, he has reneged on it. So where there are binding promises, there are times that a party or the other side may refuse, through fault of his or through no fault for his, to be able to honor that particular promise. When there is a breach of promise, what are the remedies available? This and many more we are going to discuss under the law of contract. So like I said, in the set of videos that we'll be discussing on the law of contract, we'll try to understand, 1, what is a contract? 2, what are the elements of a contract? 3, Who can enforce a contract? 4, what are the remedies for a party who was involved in a contract and there has been a breach of that contract? And many more expressions and explanations that we'll give in the law of contract. Sit back and enjoy as we take you through the law of contract in Ghana.